one of the best defensive fighters you ever seen.
Welcome back to Boxing Insane. Protecting yourself at all times is the most important rule in the boxing ring. So fighters who manage to minimize the punishment, they ought to be promoted and celebrated. So today we're going to take a look at some of the top best defensive boxers of all time, untouchables in boxing history. But before we jump into that video, remember, like, subscribe, tap the icon bell just like that. That way you don't miss out on any updates from Boxing Insane. First, it's Pernell Whitaker. In general, Whitaker was the total package when it came to defense. He had some of the best reflexes of any fighter, and it made opponents miss, miss, and miss again. He could stand in front of any opponent and easily slip, duck, or block continuous punches. Let's see Pernell Whitaker showing off those defensive skills against Oscar De La Hoya. De La Hoya went through absolute hell trying to hit Whitaker clean, and more often than not, Pernell was giving the younger, bigger, stronger guy some defense lessons. Although he did not win that match, his top-notch dodges won the hearts of fans. After the fight, De La Hoya said that in terms of defensive ability and ring generalship, he had never fought anyone better than Whitaker.
Dabbling with southpaw, see how long that lasts. About 5 or 6 punches thrown and separated to near zero.
Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather is a talented defensive fighter and a great counterpuncher while at it. Mayweather has proved so far in his career his defense can't be figured out, and the fact that he's fought against great offensive fighters makes his defensive performance even more impressive. Mayweather versus Hatton is a special one. Hatton was competitive through the first half of the fight, although Mayweather frequently picked off his attacks with beautifully timed counters. Hatton's frustrations with this culminated in him being deducted a point in round 6 for hitting Mayweather on the back of the head. All of Hatton's efforts were not enough for Floyd's outstanding defense and dodging skills. He managed to stagger out of the ring, but the end came in the 10th, when Mayweather punching his foe to the canvas via the ring post with a check left hook. Floyd Mayweather and Shane Mosley. Shane Mosley had the crowd on its feet in shock as he rocks Floyd Mayweather. However, Floyd's defense is still a wonder that no opponent can break. Fighting more aggressively than usual, Mayweather overcame a near knockdown in the second round and dominates the rest of the way to win a lopsided 12-round decision over Shane Mosley in a welterweight showdown. James Toney. Without a shadow of doubt, Toney was one of the best defensive and counter-punchers in boxing history. He would often counter with a dominant right hand. He could slip, duck, and roll punches, then come back to that right hand. Let's look at Tony versus John Ruiz. A stunning defensive instance occurs in this fight against John Ruiz, where Tony was always rolling his right hand. Here you can see Tony using defensive skill to protect himself against the right hand, automatically allowing him to counter after rolling his opponent's right hand off the lead shoulder. Winky Wright. Ronald "Winky" Wright might not be the greatest fighter in the history of boxing, but with an arm span longer than his height, Wright was built for defense. His boxing guard allowed him to work behind a seemingly impenetrable armor. When Wright puts up his guard, his elbow extends all the way to his waistband while still covering his head. Let's look at Winky versus Felix Trinidad. Wright defeats Puerto Rican boxer Felix Trinidad. It's a 12-round unanimous decision. Wright was 33 years old with a record of 49-3. From the outset, Winky dominates the action. He scores first repeatedly with the jab and then scoring with crisp combinations. Trinidad was not able to set up his trademark bomb right hand. The excellent defense of Wright, keeping those gloves high and his elbows in, making him difficult to hit, totally befuddled Trinidad the whole night. Next, it's Oleksandr Usyk. Oleksandr Usyk is often referred to as fast hands, feet, great stamina, and throws a lot of volume of short, straight punches. However, he also has great defense skill. Let's look at the pre-natural defense of Oleksandr Usyk and his definitive second win over Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua poured all his heart into that second fight with the Ukrainian boxer. AJ seemed to sense he needed to do something dramatic in this rematch for that unified heavyweight title with Usyk. However, all his efforts were in vain with Usyk's skill. The Cat keeps up the offensive fighting style with straight punches. The combinations and good defensive skill also helped overcome the explosion of the British boxer in those final rounds. Well, that's our compilation of the top best defensive boxers of all time, Untouchable. Did we miss any of the greats that need to be on the list? We're sure we did, so leave your comments below and let us know. Don't forget, like, subscribe, tap that icon bell. You don't want to miss any videos from Boxing Insane. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.